man, probably a fun fact on me is that I like to read. Like I like to read. That's a lost art nowadays. Oh, my great uncle is Jesse Owens. He won 4 gold medals in 1936.
I always want to leave people with this, man, to all the viewers and everybody out there, man. Make sure you guys finish your story. Make sure you guys finish your journey because somebody's going to need it.
Yeah. All you got to do is push the back button. That's all you got to do is push the back signal.
Try not to think about the future too much so you can maximize the now.
Who's your favorite rap artist?
Man, to be honest, it's crazy. Tupac always been my number one, right? Like he got me through so much stuff, but Lil Wayne has been in the modern day.
I said, what does it really take? What does it really take to be great, Drew? And he looked at me and he was like, you really want to know? And he was like, to be honest, everything you did to get here, you need to be consistent times 10.
Good morning, everybody out there during the day. Welcome to week 3 of the Fantasy Football Inside Show from STWF. And before we get started today, we got to bring on our man, the leader, the fearless one. You think you're going to beat me this week, but it ain't going to happen. Uncle Leroy Jr., what's up, man?
Wow, what's up? Man, I got to get used to not being in the studio without my drops, man. I feel like a turtle with no shell, fish with no water, man. But look, this is dude Uncle Leroy. Don't say the Leroy without the Junior. We live on this Sunday, man. We talking lineups, man. We talking fantasy football, the stuff that matters. And yeah, I heard you say you think I think I'm a beat you. Is that correct?
Hey, man, I can't afford to take no L.
Hey, look, hey, man, my little cousin is DJ Kyle, and he told me all we do is win, no matter what, man.
That's a good one. That's
what you talking about. Hey, definitely I see we already people joined. Then we see it at family, see it at Cedric tapped in. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, man, we're going to get right into it because you know what we don't want to happen is you sit here, you chill with us, converse with us, and you ain't got time to do your lineups. Might be beneficial for me with you.
Do all of that.
It might be beneficial for me with you.
About converse and chill. Those words don't go together. You chill and conversate, goddammit.
So, man, we're gonna jump right into it this week, fam. I got it last week. You clam in a little bit, but it's all good. The injury updates. Make sure you're paying attention to your league's waiver system. But it's week 3 of the NFL 2022 season, and it doesn't affect this week. For those of you guys that do have them, they expect Jack Wilson to make his season debut for the Jets next week. Little insight there. But for those of you who was like me last week, Gabe Davis of the Bills is expected to play versus the Dolphins today. How you feel like is he going to be effective today? I need him to.
Yeah, I know you need him. You know what I'm saying? I know you need him. Just like you need him, Josh Allen needs him too because they have no run game. You know what I'm saying? So Devin Singletary's non-existent. He made a little noise, but Zach Morris was non-existent. So the running game was very poor. So Josh Allen had to, he had to overdo it. So yes, they need Gabe Davis to move the ball. They need some offensive production outside of Josh Allen. But I don't think it's going to happen against the Miami Dolphins, though.
Style defense.
Yeah.
Miami looks good. They don't look like the Miami in recent years.
Yeah. Hey, I said that. I said that going into this year. I am one to toot my own horn, so I do appreciate that.
Man. But next up, I know for you, because I know you're a supporter of this individual. But I don't think it's going to affect y'all too much. Yeah, you go.
See, look, I ain't much the thing.
He's expected to be out for week 3, but I don't think it's going to impact, your Saints and what they do to the what's that? Carolina, the Panthers.
Yeah. I think that's one game we should win because there's, it's funny when I was teaching, I used to always say there's one one state that looks worse than there's one state that makes Louisiana happy for the educational system, and it's Mississippi, because they're dumber than Louisiana. So it's like, hey, the Carolina Panthers look worse and more confused than what the New Orleans Saints does. So I think we should be able to pull that victory out this today.
Totally agree. Got a first question from the day from Cedric. He says, Wilson Jr., Damon Harris, or Penny for the PPR, can only choose one.
Man, well, Penny, that's an easy scratch. All he does is run. So and fumble, run and fumble. But I mean, he is supplanted in that number one position for Seattle. Yeah, but they also got that rookie Walker, Kendrick Keeble Walker III, whatever his name is. He made his debut last week. So he's still trying to find his footing. So I think he's going to tap into that workload. But I mean, you can't go wrong with Wilson.
There you go. You heard it from Unc. Hey, man, I give it to him. He put together some hell of teams. Every year I look up, like, I'm trying to think what his rhyme and reasoning, but I look up, he's in the hunt. I give it to him. Week 3, and this is probably like the battle of the second tier wide receivers. You got Randall Cobb with illness. He's expected to play, but they're already playing against a Tampa Bay team that's depleted at the receiver position. They signed Cole Beasley.
Yeah. But I mean, the thing is just like, why you put your money in the bank? Why you deposit your money? Because you trust the banking system. That's it. You trust, it doesn't matter what happens. Power get lost, you'll have your money there tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, the banking system is Tom Brady. It's TB12, man. That man is clutch, man. So everyone's counting him out, just like last week. I went on the BS and Beer, our network podcast partners, and I told them, hey, we were going to lose. I only went with the Saints because I'm a homer, I'm a fan. But I told them what was going to happen, and it happened. You know what I'm saying? And everyone's like, no, man, we own Mike Evans. Oh, okay. And in week 1, Lattimore, he was all chippy. He was all attitudinal. He was getting into it with the ref. So I knew his head wasn't going to be in the game in week 2. So in week 3, why are we even concerned? Cole Beasley, he's a proven wide receiver. He's a proven guy that can, play the slot position and move the ball. And TB12 can get the ball to him. So I don't know. I'm not, pretty much worried about any receivers from the Tampa Bay Bucks.
You heard it here first. I'm dropping those nuggets for you. Continue the trend. Julio Jones is expected to test his knee pre-game, so he's going to be a game time decision.
Yeah, I mean he didn't practice that much, and he went into to this week with limited reps at practice. So, I think he's going to be a Russell Gage and Cole Beasley. I think those two guys are going to be the main targets, and you should pick them up if you're looking for a streaming option. Like if you going in, had a guy play on Thursday and his team maybe put up more points than expected. To me, that's when you need those sleepers, because it's like, hey, I got a consistent core. Like out of all these people, 4 people, I'm gonna get this amount of points, but I need that X factor, and I think Cole Beasley might be that. So don't you go pick him up because I think he's gonna do well. But yeah, someone's out there looking for a sleeper. That last minute hoorah, they should go pick up Cole Beasley.
Fact.
Put him in at that flex spot.
Christian Watson, he is unlikely to play for week 3 with a hamstring injury. So if you got him, make sure you sit him. And you might want to look at the fellow rookies, Romeo Dobbs or Randall Cobb at the slot. This is exciting. J.K. Dobbins will play in week 3 and may not be limited.
Woohoo! I'm a J.K. Dobbins owner. I drafted him with expectations of all of this. So, hey, I am happy to hear that, and I kind of figured it, last week, because last week he was able to play, but, they were just taking precautionary measures to make sure that he's confident once he does play. So I was pretty confident going into week 3 that J.K. Dobbins was going to play and he wasn't going to be on the snap count.
And that's exciting because he hadn't seen the field in 617 days.
Well, who's counting?
Now, this one's interesting. Justin Herbert, the rib, as you saw it, I think that was the Thursday night game or Sunday night game he was in. He got banged up pretty bad.
Mhm.
He decided on either taking a painkiller shot or he's going to decide if he's going to take it or not. But you got to be cautious if for two reasons. If you're a fantasy owner, you got him, or if you're just a fan of the Chargers, the same doctor that worked on Tyrod Taylor is working on him in that rib area.
Yes. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. I guess that's what they say. But yeah, and if y'all were listening to the show last week, I told y'all if you're in a two quarterback league, you all should go out and get Chase Daniels.
Yes, sir. Because, I expect Chase to have a lot of PT today.
Yeah.
Because that quarterback and rib injury, your core is needed at that position.
I think he's going to take that shot. And, I think, he may play. I think he's going to play. But, he's a competitor because, he's a competitor. So that, Herbert, he's a competitor. And I think, he's going to play. But, yeah, it's definitely need to watch and see how things come about with that shot.
Facts. Your favorite team, Jameis Winston, back with a back ailment. He's expected to play for week 3. How do you think the impact is going to be on him throughout the season? Just something he's going to have to manage?
Yeah, I mean, he's known. He's had injuries in the past. But, yeah, this is something he's going to manage. And in addition to him managing this injury, he's going to have to manage his ass in a hot seat because Andy Dalton, clearly he said since he left Cincinnati that he still believes he's a wide receiver. He's a quarterback one. He still wants to start. He's still a starting quarterback. So that's what he's going to, he's going to work to, to prepare for that moment when, hey, his number is called. So I think, I just went and picked up Andy Dalton because just like Dak Prescott, I didn't see anything in Jameis Winston. So, I think it's just a moment in time before we see Andy Dalton.
And like I said earlier, I'll be on it. Shout out to him, man. You hit me up for the trade for Amari Cooper a couple of weeks ago, and I see he balled out for you again Thursday night. And you made a strategic move to go pick up Cooper Rush right after Dak went down and use him as trade bait. So I'll be on it, man.
Hey, man, it's the art of negotiation.
He know I was in dire needs.
Hey, I give you some of that Flint water with you Thursday.
Not the Flint water.
Hey, that's about what I say. That's better than Mississippi. You don't want me to give you Mississippi water.
That's true. That's true. Josh Jacobs, he did travel with the team to Tennessee, but he's questionable for the Titans game with an illness. So keep your eye on that. Leonard Fournette, hamstring, is expected to play, but running back, bad hamstrings. I think he'll be all right, but he is going up against a stout defense today.
Hey, shout out to my guy Zig. He's tapped in. He was my week 2 victim. So week 2 meet week 3. Say hi.
I see your Facebook user. Yeah, it was a good move by Uncle. I say he said the art of negotiation, and my guy be on it. Then we got DeAndre Swift with the ankle injury, but he's expected to play and have an increased role in week 3. He's the number 1 up there in Detroit, and they're playing Minnesota today. Minnesota still a team that's, I think, still trying to find their identity. New coach, new system, and they laid a dud the other night.
Yeah, I was very disrespectful. Very. And I'm a very vocal fan of Kirk Cousins. I got a couple of fancy football teams named after him. So, it's very disheartening to see them go out there and not get their gritty on. So, shout out to my guy Gritty and J. Jeff.
No doubt. Jerry Jeudy, rib and shoulder, a little banged up, but he's on track to play for week 3. He's a number 1 up there in Denver. Struggling in offense. So I know if somebody who is definitely glad to see him coming back into the lineup and almost 100% or whatever is Russ, because Russ not cooking right now. He's making beans and wings.
Yeah, and Russ is getting exposed. So and it's funny because the Saints, we made a play to get Russ, and I'm glad it didn't happen because this is horrible. Like, you know.
Seattle knew what was up.
Yeah.
James Conner with the ankle, he's on track to play for week 3, but he will be a game time decision. And go that game time decision stat, man.
Yeah, that's the fantasy football killer there. Lineup killer.
Dude.
Man. Yeah, that and Monday games and late games.
Yes. And then lastly, we got Alvin Kamara expected to play for week 3. That's going to be a jolt and extreme boost for your offense.
You think so?
I think so, man.
Man, that's another decoy. That's what I was saying about Mike Evans. Like, Alvin Kamara is, he's hurt. And one thing, he's hurt, and he's also hurt and afraid of being a full-time running back. That guy's not built for that shit.
No, he's not.
He's
not.
Keep that
I will say that. I will say that. But hey, from a fantasy standpoint, he's a touchdown producer when he's healthy.
That is true. But he's not healthy. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know that, and the thing is, the team needs him because last week we had no offense. We looked totally lost out there. And, no one was, able to move the ball for us, James included. So we need him out there because, Big Play Tay, he's not out there to make plays. And I want to say rally the offense because James, he just looks, he looks lost, man. He looks lost.
Okay, I agree with that. But hey, that's the injury report for this week. As far as the high profile ones, we're going to take our first break for the day, and we're going to be back with our stardom and sit 'em segment. So y'all hold tight for 1526.
What's up, world? Kyrie Robinson, man. New Orleans Saints veteran. Hey, man, make sure you guys go check out my guy, man, STWF, the media, man. Check them guys out. Y'all want to get sports talks with players, with fans, anything like that, man, go check them guys out, man. That's the place to be if you want to talk sports. Who that nation?
And we're back. We're back to the STWF Fantasy Football Insight Show. Facebook user says, bro, you don't need him to be an every down back. He gets 1,500 yards from him between the ground and air.
That's a stat when Taysom Hill and Drew Brees were the starting quarterback. That's not what we think. That's not what we see this year. Jameis Winston, he's a guy that likes to throw the ball down the field. Period. And so that's one of the reasons why, Michael Thomas had to tell James, hey, bro, I'm open on this slant because he's not looking for that short route. He's looking for the throw downfield. That's why Chris Olave and him had this great connection. You've seen he threw, a lot of deep balls to him. So that's his go-to guy. But I don't know about that one. So what was the next question? Bro, you don't. Okay.
With James as QB, he's been doing a lot of check downs lately.
Who says that? With James, and put your tag your name in there because clearly we're not watching the same game. You must be watching the game on Sling TV or something. That ain't the real game, man. Like,
oh, that's Chris. Chris St. Clair.
Oh, okay. I should have known that. Shout out to him. He's a big Saints fan, man. He's a big Saints fan. So he knows his stuff. I just got to give him a hard time.
No doubts. So second segment for the day, my brother. Start 'em and sit 'em. Again, these choices are for entertainment purposes only. So make sure you hang out with us, give us some feedback. First start of the week. I got to see your perspective on this. Kirk Cousins as a start. Going against Detroit. I don't think it's going to be a pushover. Some people think it is.
I mean, it's not a pushover because both teams, this is going to be a high scoring game. Both teams can score 30+ points and they don't play defense. So I think this here, is going to be that type of game this is the game, that you're going to want to start all your players. So,
true. It's going to be flying around the field, and Kirk Cousins in particular, he loves facing Detroit. In his last 5 meetings with them, he's averaging 296 yards and has 11 touchdowns with only 1 pick. That's
some impressive. That's impressive right there.
That's That's the Kirk Cousins who show up on a good day. Just don't pick them in prime time.
That's what I was just about to say.
Another start we have for the week, we got Matthew Stafford. They're facing Arizona, who's got their own ailments. But yeah, they still feel like they're trying to figure some stuff out and got the Super Bowl hangover going on over there.
What? What? Are you serious?
I'm
Man,
dead serious.
Start Stafford the stud, followed by Cooper Kupp, man. Like, let's go. And then, you still got Allen. Don't sleep on him. Man, listen, they're good. He just that week one, they just only had that, that week one issue because Matthew Stafford, he sat out the entire offseason. So now they got that
So it got the rust knocked off?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. I know he's from, one of your favorite teams that you support. But I don't know because he's been taking a beating. They got cool Joe Burrow as a start this week. They're going against the Jets. Again, this ain't the same old team that's going to be a pushover. And that offensive line for Cincinnati, they look terrible.
That is true. They have so many issues going on right now with the Bengals, but at the end of the day, it's hard to go against Joe Burrow, and it's definitely hard to go up, say you're going against Joe Burrow, who's going against Joe Flacco. That's all I'm saying. So
Joe against Joe.
Yes, and we got to roll with Smoking Joe, man. Cool Joe. So, yes, he's a start this week, and I think you all should start him with confidence because, the New York Jets, they get a lot of points, scored on them. So, they have the ability to put up some points now. I don't think it's going to be a high score like the Minnesota versus Detroit game, but, I think they're going to, score some points this game, and we're going to see Smoking Joe come into form.
That's true. Derek Carr facing Tennessee.
It's the toilet bowl game.
Man, yeah. Tennessee, they look like contenders just 2 years ago?
Man, that was funny. It's crazy. It's like they say, was back in the days where you say Bloody Mary, you go in the room and you say her name 3 times, she show up, and Candyman say his name. I just was talking crap about the Cincinnati Bengals, and my godson, who's the biggest fan, shows up. He just called me. I guess he was trying to tell me don't be talking about the Bengals. But hey, Joe, I'm rocking with the Bengals this week.
And Chris says the Raiders get on the win column this year. This year,
right? Exactly. Just not this game. Because they still can't stop the run.
That's true. They do like Swiss cheese over there.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing. We know that Tennessee is going to run the ball, and with the exception of Devontae Adams, who's scoring? Who is putting up points? Who's moving the ball with the Raiders? Hunter Renfrow, I think he's injured if he's not out. So
Waller got paid, so he may be checking out.
Exactly. That's
it. This is kind of surprising as a NFC East watcher. Carson Wentz against Philly. Philly looked good the other night.
I'm sorry, could you say I couldn't hear you?
I said Philly looked good the other night.
Yes, while you're wearing this Dallas mess on your head.
Yeah. As much as I hate it, man, they look like the front runner for the NFC East. Hurts look like he's in form. That defense looked very opportunistic, and they're facing Carson Wentz, who's on his 3rd team in as many years.
Yeah, shout out to Patrick P to the fake P Diddy. That's his team, the Washington what the fucks. But yeah.
Woo! That's funny.
Those guys are looking pretty good, but I mean, it's easy, just like you said, you got to go with the hot hand, and that's Philly. They're I've always been a fan of their defense, their secondary, their whole defense is opportunistic. They like turnovers. So, they're going to try and force turnovers, and their offense can They can score. They can score. And Jalen Hurts is living up to all the hype. He can throw the ball on the run. He can throw the ball standing on a handstand, man. Like the guy just freaking phenomenal. So I mean, yeah, like go Philly.
Chris says that defensive line is going to get after Jalen. That's a great assessment, but then you kill that assessment when you follow it up with this, man. The Giants winning the division? That ain't happening. That ain't happening. I hate to say it. Daniel Jones, this is last year in New York. If Saquon can stay healthy, they can be competitive. But I think this is the Eagles' division to lose. I mean, to lose. They just look good on both sides of the ball. Explosive on offense. Defense is coming around. They stout in the middle. Fletcher Cox still balling, even though he's long in the two. But I just think, man, at the end of the day, it's going to be the Eagles' problem, more than likely.
Yeah, I mean, because he's saying right. So he said the defensive line is going to get after Jalen. Right, get after him. They're not going to touch this man because the guy got jets. So I mean,
looks settled in that offense now.
Exactly. He knows what he wants to do with the ball. He has a continuity with the receivers, and he has running back. He doesn't have a scat back. He have Kevin Gainwell. He got Miles Sanders. So both of these guys can catch out the backfield. They can run the ball up the middle. He can run the ball, and he has what is it? He has a pretty good tight end. He has a good receiver. I don't see anyone touching these guys.
Facts. Sleeper for the week, Marcus Mariota facing Seattle. I think he's gonna feast.
Why?
Seattle looks shaky, man.
But Seattle still has a pretty good defense. They just couldn't move the ball. I mean, because you got Geno Smith.
So to me, in the middle of the defense, they look suspect. So the linebackers and the box safety. And I think this is the week that Kyle Pitts finally shows up.
But they're also playing in Seattle. And that 12th man is a monster. So I think, I don't see Mariota is being, you should leave that sleeper sleep. Let me just say that.
Leave it sleep. Okay. Speaking of sleep, we got a third wheel hopping on with us.
What's up, he should have left his ass off.
You left me off, man. I had to show my face at least for the 5 minutes that I do have. I got to go drop my daughter off, you know what I'm saying? So actually, I get to enjoy a lot of my NFL Sundays. Sundays are the worst, man. How y'all doing today, man? Great show y'all throwing on so far, man. I've been in the back, you know what I'm saying? And even before that, hearing y'all out. The Eagles or the Giants ain't winning nothing. You know what I'm saying? Cooper Rush, we trust. You know what I'm saying? But Mariota today, I think you definitely start him. The Seahawks defense ain't been good since the Legion of Boom. You know what I'm saying? So what I think will happen is Drake London and the rest of those guys will come play against a easy pick 'em, but Geno Smith on the other side will perform too. Actually, being the snoozer of the day, this might be the game of the day.
I think the game today gonna be that Buffalo Miami.
I think that game gonna go under.
Exactly. I don't know where he been at. Come there talking
I think
about
that game gonna go
Mariota.
under. That game gonna be under. That game's not gonna be as exciting as everybody thinks it's gonna be. Because at the end of the day, we're forgetting about those two teams. They both have decent defenses. You know what I'm saying?
The Bills' defense is banged up. Their secondary is banged up.
Yeah, but they still gonna be. They was banged up the other night. What happened?
All right, we're gonna see. Like those Dolphins aren't the Dolphins of before. Those Dolphins can make, they can make plays.
Oh, I got Miami winning the game. That's not what I'm talking about. That's different. But the game today is gonna be ugly. It's not gonna be as high scoring as both teams were last week.
Yeah, I think so. Because they can't stop, they cannot stop Tyreek Hill. They can't stop Tyreek Hill. He's too fast. And then they have, Jalen Waddle, who was running the numbers up last season. So yeah, that's definitely gonna be a good game, but we'll see.
Okay. And then we have I don't know about this one. I haven't seen the consistency. I think they might end up losing this game. But Justin Fields against Houston. Houston is they're not as bad as I thought they were going to be this year.
Oh, sis she must have spoke to you before you got on the air.
Yeah, she picked me up by the shirt collar.
She roughed him up.
Then we have our sit, Aaron Rodgers against Tampa Bay. Hold on. We're gonna put this together. They got a sit, Aaron Rodgers against Tampa Bay, and they got Tom Brady against Green Bay. They telling you to sit both quarterbacks for this game.
That means you play both of these guys. I can't seem to predict. Dude, Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers is two QBs that make defenses look stupid. It's these two guys. Maybe they're old, but they have sit both of them.
Yeah.
If they saying sit both of them, they must have hit the lottery last night or something. Because you got to either sit one or sit the other in this situation. Who has the better defense? Tampa does.
I would think, that's showing that it's, what type of the game plan is going to be. Definitely those guys are aging. So we know that they're not going to be throwing the ball up and down the field 50 times. So, I think that, it's going to be a run game, because Tampa Bay showed that, hey, they can turnover. They had a great week 2 performance. So I think that you're going to see a lot of Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon for the Packers. And you're going to see Fournette. And I forget this other guy who they picked up. But you're going to see those guys that Fournette can play. But I think you're going to see a lot of running.
Agreed. The starts for the running back position. David Montgomery for the Birds facing against Houston, and Zeke going against the Giants.
Zeke who?
Right.
I had to throw that in there. He said sit him, right?
They actually got them for start, but
no, I started Montgomery, but sit Zeke.
Well, they're saying to start him, but I don't trust Kellen Moore. He was averaging the last 2 games. He's been averaging pretty decent, but they abandoned in the run game pretty fast, like always. And there is a offensive coordinator position open at Boise. I hope you take it, Kellen Moore.
Man, it seems like y'all having problems in Big D.
Yep.
But I don't even know why start Zeke anything is in the talks right now.
Man, hey, they gotta play him. They paying him.
Yeah, I was just about to say. I guess that's one of those times where it's like, you know what? We just hoping on someone to make plays because can't be Cooper Rush. He can only do so much. CD Lamb is at the mercy of Cooper Rush. So who else can they hope that can make plays?
They safety measures. Tight end is out this week, so they starting 2 rookies at tight end. Look out for Jake Ferguson, by the way.
Okay, all right. And
for you.
Who he plays for?
He's the backup tight end in Dallas.
I think there's a Brown. There's a guy who I forgot was that Cooper Rush. I think he was a wide receiver. He was a wide receiver 4, but they played on the practice squad together. So he had a lot of
Noah Brown
too. Yes, and it just got the word that it looks like Kamara's playing today.
He is playing. Okay, you heard it here first. Unc on top of it as always, and I see Greg Davis has went from being questionable to healthy. So there you go.
You needed that, huh?
Damn sure needed that. Also, as far as the sleepers, we have a running back. We have Cordell Patterson.
And this is what I wanted to bring up on, to the whole thing about Mariota and the Atlanta Falcons. They have no running game. Cordell Patterson, he's a wide receiver. He's not the bulky guy to play that running back position. So they're going to need some help. And that's one of the reasons why they lost week 2, because, it got exposed. It's like, hey, you need more than Mariota's arm. Mariota's arm and his ability will not win the game, not on a consistent basis.
I would definitely agree with that. On top of it, as always.
So y'all be on the lookout for Tyler Algier. He's the running back behind Cordell Patterson. So of course I do have him picked up.
See, that remember them juicy nuggets. He's on top of it as always. He always on the waiver wires all times of the night.
That is true. my girl, she be getting mad at me. She be like, "What you doing?" Nothing. On the waiver wire.
Facts. Running backs to sit, and you alluded to this earlier. Devin Singletary. The running game in Buffalo is pretty much non-existent. Everything relies on Josh Allen.
Yes.
That's why I have him in 4 leagues. Chase Edmonds. They got him as a sit also. Going up against Buffalo. Buffalo got a little bit of a hit at safety this week. They lost their starting safety for the season.
Yes.
So it might be a little bit of hole there, as far as from a run support perspective.
Agreed. And just having that safety valve back there. I mean, so it's definitely going to play, with their confidence, and that's what I was talking about. So they're going to, they got holes in that defense. So.
And the bust alert, AJ Dillon against Tampa Bay.
That's only because he won't play.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones, he's the bell cow of that backfield. So we're going to see him ball out, and he's going to get all the goal line opportunities. He's going to get the opportunity to touch the ball. So Aaron Jones.
Yeah, because the only way he's going to get involved is in the passing game, and I don't see that as a strong suit of him.
Right.
Wide receivers to starts: Brandon Cooks for the Texans and Christian Kirk for Jacksonville.
Hey, man, I've been saying Christian Kirk. I've been a fan.
I got him on one of my teams. Appreciate that nugget.
Yes, hey, smart guy. But
yeah, he's starting to settle in with and over in Jacksonville. He's building that relationship, with his QB, and I think I've been a fan from afar of this young man all the way back to his A&M days. So the fact that he's producing, wait a minute. The fact he's producing, but this just blew my mind. He's only 25? Sound like he's been in the league like 10 years.
Yes.
Okay. And I think we talked about this guy a little bit last week. He's in for a start, Drake London for Atlanta. He's doing pretty good for a rook.
Yeah.
He's averaging 18 points a game.
And it was high expectations for him coming into the season anyways. So it's good to see, that high draft pick is paying some dividends because, we're still waiting for Kyle Pitts to come alive.
Yeah.
So, it's good to see that.
You guys pull it there. Boy, I'm glad they picked him up, but we never would have got Michael.
Facts.
Let's see. We have Devontae Smith as a start, along with DK Metcalf. I can see both of those.
DJ Metcalf, we're just starting him because he's DJ.
Somebody got to catch it.
Exactly.
Sleepers, and I don't think this much of a sleeper because he is a cowboy killer. Sterling Shepard. Yeah, I think he'll have a big game on Monday night because he plays in the slot, and that gives us troubles.
That is true. And shout out to everybody that went and picked up Sterling Shepard just on that one caveat that he balls out against the Cowboys.
Yes, he does. And he is a prime target for Daniel Jones over there.
Yeah, yes. And with Kevin Toney struggling, that'll be more looks his way as well.
Agreed. And I hate to say this one because he played for your Saints, but I think they're getting closer, and he's going to have that impact, and that's Chris Olave. He's a deep threat over there now.
Right. And that's the person that James is looking for. And we seen that last week. He's been doing too much. He was forcing the ball to him. He was throwing the ball. He was becoming predictable with the ball. So I mean, would I start Chris Olave? Yes, just because Alvin Kamara's playing this, he's playing this week, and look like the team is actually going to be healthy. So yeah, shout out to Chris. He says Olave can't get open deep though. Separation, exactly. That's what I was saying. Like, he's forcing the ball to him, and that's going to cause picks for goddamn Jameis Winston.
It don't matter who over there. He gonna throw them picks.
Exactly. Exactly. I don't know. Shout out to Bumpy. He was playing some guy on Madden, and he was playing with the Saints, and I was like, who the hell is playing with Jameis just like Jameis? He threw the ball into four person coverage. I was like, God damn, that's the real damn Jameis out there.
Not the quiet coverage.
Yes.
Man, if it's in the game, it's in the game.
Literally.
And this one, it's kind of good to see, not because he plays from a team, but Noah Brown has a start this week. He's got some relationship with Cooper. He looked good last week. He's involved. He's had 14 targets and got 10 receptions. So it's pretty good. 159 yards in the touchdown, and he's averaging 16 points a game.
Now everyone's, getting all hype and rallying behind the expected return of Mike Gallup. Noah Brown is the guy, man. Like, that's the guy who really scares me out with the wide receivers is Noah Brown, because as long as Cooper Rush is the starting quarterback, that changes things. He doesn't have that continuity because he wasn't taking reps with the first team, so he doesn't know CeeDee Lamb like that, but he knows Noah Brown, and I'm pretty sure that guys on the sideline like, once we get our chance, we're gonna ball out. So this is their chance. So I think those guys should be some hot waiver wires. Noah Brown and Cooper Rush.
So we got another question here from
Shout out to you too.
808 D013. Who do I start, Stafford or Murray? Stafford has the weapons, but risk interceptions. Murray can run, but the Modern Warfare beta just came out.
Hey, I gotta love gamers, man. I am a Modern Warfare fanatic. Like, that's what. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Modern Warfare brand. But if I gotta say that, like I said, I'm a Stafford fan.
You are.
Yes, I drafted him. I speak highly of him, and in addition to a pass game, you know what makes a great pass game?
What's that?
What position you play?
Me?
Yeah.
Pretty much everything, but in college I played safety.
I thought you was a running back. Anybody asked about
That's high school. Played running back in high school.
See, thank you. I'm sorry. I should have said, see, in New Orleans, we asked you what school you went to. See, high school, not to college. Everybody, niggas ain't going to college in New Orleans. But yes, you played running back. And I'm saying that to say a good running game makes a great passing game. Who has the better running game? The Rams. So I think, I would definitely go with Stafford just on those 2 points. Yes, like you said, has more weapons, and he has a better run game. What do you think?
Even though I hate to admit it, because you rub it in your face when you're right. But I definitely have to go with Stafford on that one as well. As you spoke about it earlier, he's got the weapons. He was a little rusty in game 1, starting to come back around. He's getting in season form, and he does generally do well against the Cardinals.
Yes.
He's played them 5 times over the past 3 seasons with the Lions and the Rams. He's averaging 284 yards passing.
There we go.
13 touchdowns and 1 pick. So hope that answered your question, 808. TO 808. Yes, sir. But I go with Stafford. And then our 6 for wide receivers, we have Let's see what we got. We go. Alan Lazard, who just got back last week from injury.
Yeah, you'll be happy to see him play because that was part of the trade.
Yeah. I got to figure out how to get him in there. That trade had more to do with Cooper.
Hey, I already know.
Because I was going to run with one QB, man, and it was bad. So I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? We might be careful. They might try to say, some insider trading going on.
Hey, I don't care what they say.
But I appreciate that lifeline, fam.
Nah, hey, it's all good. It was great doing business with you.
Russell, they have Russell Gage as a six. Somebody had mentioned him earlier. Was that Chris that was talking about him?
Yes, we should play. He's going to ball out.
Yeah. They got him as a sit here, but I don't see why, because Godwin's hamstring injury, Julio with knees, Evans is suspended. Somebody got to play. Even though Perriman's coming back, they just got Cole Beasley, but it's first game with him, so I don't know how effective he's going to be. So I can see. I'll probably agree with Chris on that too, man. I might have disagree with this sitting Gage. I'll probably say start him as well.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think they're saying start those wide receivers because it's going to be a run game. So definitely, I think it's going to be a run heavy game. But yeah, start Gage.
Gotcha. Bust alert, Terry McLaurin with the Washington. What you call him?
The fuck?
There you go. They got him as a bust alert. I don't know. He's kind of the go-to person there, I would think. He's like a Jack Valtais, the intermediate routes, the screens. He's going to ask for some attention, but they are going up against Philly. And lastly, the tight ends to start, Kyle Pitts and Tyler Higbee. He's due. Higbee is due.
And Higbee played for the Rams.
Yes, sir. And who is a quarterback's favorite position is generally going to be a tight end.
That is exactly, especially when there's a rush.
Yes, sir. You got to get that bitch out of his head. Sleeper alerts on Logan Thomas and Irv Smith.
Yeah, Logan Thomas, because he had a great game last week, and I think he's getting the bulk of the targets from Carson Wentz. So, and if everyone knows, Carson Wentz back from the Philly days when they had, it was Carson Wentz and that other tight end. I forget the tight end's name, but he's Zach Ertz. So he's always, looking for that tight end connection. So, yeah, I would definitely, if you're looking for a tight end, I would start Logan Thomas. I would pick him up. I almost picked him up in the league this morning. But I had T.J. Hawkinson. I just picked him up off the waiver wire.
Okay. See there? That man be on it. Tight ends to sits, Evan Ingram.
You should drop him because his better years in New York behind him. Yes.
Should have stayed in New York for him. And then that's it for this week as far as the start 'em and sit 'em. Let me see. Cedric says Niners D will shut down Javonte Williams. Okay.
All right. I'll give you that. They're going to shut down. Yeah. I'll give that to you.
What are you basing that off of, though? We need to elaborate on that. Give us some knowledge.
Uh-oh.
But we're going to take our last break before our final segment, which is our weekly pick'ems. Yeah, like they say around these parts, hold on to your butts. Be back in about 15, 20.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's cornerback Delvin Breaux here from your favorite team, New Orleans Saints. I just want to go ahead on and give a shout out to STWF Media for allowing me to come on and talk about my testimony, my story, and also talk fantasy football. I just want to say thank you, man, for the honor. I appreciate you, man. Y'all make sure y'all tune in tonight at 7:30 Central Time. Bro Show out.
Yes, sir. We're back. My bad, Sergio. He said he was asking if the Niners D would shut down Javonte Williams. I will probably say yes, because Russ is looking so bad right now. They're going to make Russ beat him. They're familiar with him. He's in a slump. And I'm thinking Denver might start, if he don't pick it up in the next couple of weeks, Denver might have some buyer's remorse.
Uh-oh.
But I would definitely say that the Niners defense is going to handle their business.
All right, and what are you basing that off of? Because you know they're playing at Mile High Stadium.
Yeah, they're playing at Mile High Stadium, but man, Russ is my favorite QB. But Russ ain't showed me much in the last 2 weeks.
Well, you know, Russ is known to play better at home.
That was in Seattle.
That is true. That is true. Now Papa's a Rolling Stone. So, I mean, that's a hard take because, you know, Javonte Williams, he's supplanted in that offense outside of running, so they definitely try to find ways to get him the ball. So I don't think that they will shut him down. But if you're looking, if you're asking if you should start, and what are your other options? Because, I got Javonte, and I
got Melvin Gordon.
Melvin Gordon's, he's an old guy. He's like he reminds me of he reminds me of, who was that? Went to TSU, TCU, Horned Frogs, LaDainian Tomlinson. Same type of thing. Like when his time, he's old now. You know what I'm saying? His time, he needs to retire, but he's still trying to stay relevant.
Right.
And that's what I think he's doing right there.
Fair enough. Hope that helps you, brother.
Oh, no, he said so. Okay, yeah, he asked that question earlier about Wilson Jr. or Williams.
Who is Wilson Jr. playing this week?
They're playing the Niners. The Niners playing the Broncos. I think he's talking about the running back for them.
I don't know. Jimmy G's back this week. He's back in that starting QB. Denver defense is that's a hard question.
This ain't college. That's a hard question.
Well, I'm gonna put it like this: if Williams right now in most leagues he's seen as RB14 as far as rankings in the PPR leagues, but if he hadn't have fumbled in week 1 and scored the touchdown, he'd be RB6. So it could be a fluke. So we could, maybe lean a little bit towards that, but I'm still not totally sold on Russ. If Russ can start cooking and get them to have to, respect that, I think they're gonna make him beat them and just put people in the box. They're gonna make Russ beat him until he can show he can do it. And he's Russ of old. I would say on that alone, I would say go with Williams. I recant that. Go with Williams.
Thank you, man. You took us all around.
All the way around.
Right. Jeez.
Let's take a walk.
Man, you know what?
Well, hey, he might come in next week like, man, you told me to do this and do that. So I got to think about it.
When I first came to Texas, when I came to Dallas, they were like, you want to take a ride up the street? I was like, all right, cool. I was in a whole nother city, bro. I was like, look, man, I'm from New Orleans. Up the street is 2 stop signs and a red light. Not in a whole nother city, man. So I'm not that as wordy on that because I'm going to say, go with Williams because they're at home. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he got, his old lady, his groupies, his family. He got everyone in the stands up. You know what I'm saying? So he needs to show out. And when I'm faced with those situations where I'm like, hey, okay, what, they're both the same player. They're both the same thing. They both have similar, skill sets. I'm going to go for the homer. So I would go with Williams just based on the fact that they're playing at home and they're playing at that Mile High Stadium. So that's definitely going to be hard on those guys coming in to breed. So I'll go with Williams. I'm
Fair enough. So last segment, we got game picks. First game of the day, Houston at Chicago.
Houston.
I'm not going to say it just because the Miz is a fan, but I think Houston going to sneak him one.
In Chicago?
In Chicago.
Bro, you ain't stealing nothing in Chicago, bro. Like, them dudes gangsters up there, man. Listen, that hawk is too cold up there. It's about to get cold. We about to start eating pumpkins and shit, pumpkin pies. And Listen, man, Houston is not ready for that type of action.
They don't want that smoke.
No, it's too cold up there. And, and they're going to, I don't think they're ready for that. So, Chris, he says, Mills going to ball out. Wait, what? Mills going to ball put bro. Wait.
No, he meant ball out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
The same Mills that was missing last week?
That was last week.
See, no wonder he's still struggling in our leagues.
Mooney explodes today. He's due. Why you calling me out like that?
But you know what? I agree with you, Suave House. It's his time. Everyone he came into this season with high expectations, and everyone waiting on Mooney. I think that's a good call.
Any given Sunday, man. Any given Sunday.
Yeah, that's what they tell people. That's what they tell people who believe in percentages and shit.
Unc don't like stats.
Percentages. That's percentages. Statistics. Yes, exactly.
So you going Chicago and I got Houston. Second game, the Raiders up against Tennessee at Tennessee.
I'm going home.
Looking bad.
I'm going home today.
You going home today? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, and y'all watch out for that receiver Burks. I think he's going to do well this game.
I'm gonna go with Tennessee. With the Raiders on that one. Kansas City at Indiana.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, that's easy. Indiana looks bad. We both on KC. Buffalo at Miami.
Miami.
I got Buffalo. Detroit at Minnesota. Minnesota as well. Baltimore at New England.
This is the only time I'm going against my homer equation, and I'm going with Baltimore.
Baltimore as well. Cincinnati at the Jets.
Man,
I think that's kind of a pick 'em.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bengals. Gotta go with the Bengals.
They do. I'm going to go with the Bengals as well. They do. I don't think they're going to be 0-3. Philadelphia at Washington.
Philly
all the way. The Saints at Carolina. I got the Saints.
Thank you.
I'm not even going to ask you. Jacksonville at the Chargers.
Jacksonville.
I got the Chargers. Rams at Arizona. I got Rams.
Yep.
Okay. Atlanta at Seattle.
Seattle. Of course, I'm not picking the Falcons.
I think Atlanta's due. Green Bay at Tampa Bay.
Man, I can't go with Tampa because that's my damn division, and they beat us. So I'm going with Green Bay.
I think Green Bay wins as well. San Fran at Denver. I got San Fran.
Denver.
Okay. And the Monday night game, Dallas at New York Giants.
We know Dallas lost. Giants.
I'm going with Dallas on that one. And there you have it, folks. That's the picks for the week from yours truly, Unc and Coach. Let me see. Some of the people did chime in. Chris says, okay, Chris. I see your picks in there. Raiders, KC, Detroit, New England, the Jets. Okay, he on upset. He said the Bengals start 0-3.
Yeah. That's really big right there.
Whoa, he said as much as I hate this, Carolina, but I want the Saints to win. Wow.
We about to restrict his comment right now.
He said Green Bay and Tampa Bay tie. He says Denver and Russ is going to start cooking. I hope so, man. I hope so. And he said the Giants, because Saquon is going to put in that work.
Agreed.
Yeah. He if he's healthy, he's a handful.
Facts. And coming into the season, he still wanted to show people that he is the team that the person that they drafted.
That's true. That's true. He's due. He said, as a Saints fan, Carolina is solid. Man, they in disarray. The owner had to come out and give a vote of confidence for Matt Rule. He's toast. If the owner got to come and say he's good, I mean, they started to chirp and talk around there.
Who's their quarterback?
This week, Sam Darnold.
Thank you. And who was it last week?
It was Baker Mayfield.
Thank you. And we saying that as a Saints fan, they solid? Oh, okay.
Said their defense and secondarily is solid ASL.
Oh, okay. What about the offense? The offense got to score points.
Say the coaching is trash, the team is solid. Yes.
Well, those people who drafted CMC, because clearly he's speaking up a team that's not there.
I said, if Darnold is the QB, then the Saints. Oh man. Who you got for shout outs this week, brother?
Man, definitely gotta give a shout out to Dallas local, man. The celebrity comedian, man. We went out to his comedy show last night. He's gonna do an interview, pull up to the studio for us, but he got booked out to go to Houston and perform on a comedy tour with Martin Show own, what is it? Cole Payne? It was Cole. That's his name. Cole and Cole. So definitely give a shout out to Cole and Cole, man. He was a great host last night. And some of these up and coming comedians out here in Dallas. It was great to network with these guys and sit down and hear them. Shout out to them. Shout out to everybody that's supporting the brand, man. We're growing like by leaps and strides. So definitely appreciate everyone that's showing support. Everyone says, I support you, but no one shows it. Nobody want to hear, I rock with you, dog. Look, I'm tired of hearing that, bro. Show some support, because we'll show it back, and we do show appreciation, and we're going to be doing giveaways coming real soon to those who be to our viewers. So we appreciate everyone that's viewing, and that's all I got, because I need to set up my damn team.
Yes, sir. Hey, shout out to Unc. Appreciate you hanging out with us as always, sir. We're doing our thing. But you got to take that L today. I'm praying for you to take that L today.
Well, you ain't going to church this morning.
Right. Shout out to my Duncanville Panthers. They put in work on them City Hill Longhorns this week. And much as it pains me, I was conflicted. I watched the UT, the University of Texas Tech game. It went down to overtime. I'm a UT fan, but I support Texas Tech. Shout out to former Cedar Hill head coach Joey McGuire. He got a dub. He's only the second Texas Tech coach to get a win against UT in his first season. So shout out to you as well. And shout out to the wifey, man. She already did her honeydews for me this morning for to go down and eat this late breakfast. And I already got dinner on for the day. So with that being said, we appreciate y'all hanging out with your boys today. Good luck to your teams today, unless you're facing me. Hey, I got to keep it real, friend. I got to keep it real. But other than that, man, y'all have a good day. You got time to do your lineups and your picks. Take full advantage of it. We see y'all. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow night, 7:30. Brand new show debuting, The Call Sheet. Where we're going to review today's games, tonight's games, and get you set up for tomorrow night's game. With that being said, we appreciate y'all for the support. Y'all have a good one. Peace.